This is a steal for the Toronto Blue Jays as a new report has dropped surrounding a relief pitcher that not only is perfect for this Toronto Blue Jays team, but in what has been an offseason full of acquisitions, reports, and rumors surrounding their next move. It seems that
Sometimes the best moves don't arrive with fireworks or a headline so loud it rattles the windows. Sometimes they slip in quietly, almost politely, and only later do you realize how much damage they're capable of doing. That's exactly the feeling I had when this latest report crossed my desk, because buried beneath the noise of spring training excitement is a potential bullpen addition that feels less like a gamble and more like daylight robbery for the Toronto Blue Jays. I'll be honest with you, when you first hear the name, you might tilt your head and squint a little. This isn't a shiny new flamethrower. This isn't a social media darling. But the more I sat with it, the more I started nodding. Because this is the kind of move that tells you exactly how Ross Atkins thinks about winning. Quietly, methodically, and with a clear understanding of where the soft spots still live on this roster. The pitcher in question is Danny Coulombe, and if that name feels familiar, it's because he's been carving out a very specific, very effective niche in this league for years. A left-handed reliever who doesn't overwhelm you with velocity, but somehow overwhelms left-handed hitters anyway. That alone should make your ears perk up, because behind the headline arms in this bullpen, left-handed reliability has been more hope than certainty. What makes this feel like a steal isn't just the numbers, although they help. Holding lefties to a career average hovering around .230 isn't an accident, it's a skill, and it's one that ages better than radar gun readings. Coulombe knows who he is. He doesn't try to be anything else. He shows up, changes the angle, disrupts timing, and leaves a trail of frustrated swings behind him. There's something deeply comforting about that kind of self-awareness in a bullpen arm. And this is where it starts to feel personal for this team. We've spent the offseason watching the Jays tinker, adjust, and reinforce, but the bullpen still feels like a room with one chair too few. You've got intriguing pieces, sure, but also a handful of question marks that only the regular season can answer. Adding a veteran lefty who has lived through pennant races and knows how to breathe when the noise gets loud gives John Schneider options, and managers live for options. There's also the financial side, which frankly makes this even more appealing. We're not talking about a long-term commitment or a budget-breaking splash. A one-year deal in the $4 million range is pocket change in modern baseball terms, especially when you consider the leverage it gives you in tight games in June, July, and those miserable stretches where everyone's arm feels heavy. Those are the moments when a move like this pays itself back tenfold. While all this is swirling, it's easy to forget that baseball itself is finally back, properly back, and that alone deserves a smile. Spring training games are upon us, the schedule is out, and in just hours, the Jays will be sharing a field with the Philadelphia Phillies. There's something almost sacred about that first pitch of the spring, even if it's followed by 5 pitchers you've never heard of. If you're enjoying this anticipation as much as I am, do me a favor and tap that like button. Maybe share this with a fellow Jays tragic, and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report so we can ride this season together. What has me especially excited is the chance to finally see Kazuma Okamoto in action. Spring training isn't about stat lines for him. It's about feel, comfort, and first impressions. Watching him move at third, watching how the bat plays against big league velocity, those moments matter. The early schedule, with games against the New York Mets, the Detroit Tigers, and the Miami Marlins, gives us just enough of a window to start dreaming without getting carried away. There's something else worth noting too, and it's subtle but telling. Reports out of camp suggest that veterans like George Springer have been glued to Okamoto's side, and that doesn't happen by accident. This organization is making it clear who they believe will matter when the games count, and that clarity tends to breed confidence. So when I look at the possibility of adding Danny Coulombe to this mix, it feels like the final brushstroke on a painting that's nearly finished. Not flashy, not dramatic, but essential. These are the moves that don't dominate talk radio in February, but win you games in August. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about it. Do you want one more bullpen arm, or are you content with what's already here? Either way, baseball is back, the storylines are multiplying, and this season already feels alive. And that, more than anything, is why we keep coming back.